I want to rebut the common concern that Hillary Clinton would continue a Bush-Clinton dynasty. People have argued that if Hillary Clinton serves 2 terms as president, then we will have had a Bush or a Clinton administration for 36 years. Wow. Starting with Vice President Bush Sr. in 1980, up to his presidency in 1988, and then Bill Clinton from 92 to 2000, and George W. from 2000 to 2008, and now Hillary, presumably until 2016. And that concern grows even stronger that another Bush, like Jeb Bush, might run in 2016, and then there will be no end in sight. Sounds pretty scary, right? Okay, here's why I'm not scared. I give you the anti-dynastic traits of the Bush-Clinton era. If we're going to be fair, first of all, vice presidents do not count. Ronald Reagan was president from 1980 to 1988. And that was his time. Most people other than Dick Cheney accept the vice president slot because it makes them the front runner to succeed the next president. Not because it has power invested in itself. The vice president has very few responsibilities, and Vice President Bush Sr. did not stand out as an exception at all. The Bush-Clinton era really started in 1988 when Bush Sr. won the presidency. So we're really talking about 20 and then possibly 28 years, including Hillary, not 36 years. Those 28 years would not be one dynasty. They would be 2. The Bushes and the Clintons are not cooperating with each other. The Bush dynasty lasted 3 terms, 12 years, and the Clintons could have 4 terms or 16 years. I understand completely if it bothers you that they overlap the way they do, but it's not their fault. They're not in cahoots. Okay, how do I know they're not in cahoots? Because that would look different. If we were dealing with a dualistic, cooperating, sort of trading dynasty, we wouldn't have all these other choices that we have had. We'd have a Bush against a Clinton every time. You'd have, you know, then one of them would win, and then the next time they'd run again, and another Clinton would run, and then the Clinton would win, and it would be those would be the families running, but instead we have had Bob Dole and Al Gore and John Kerry and now John McCain. Now in the Al Gore case, you might think that the 2000 election was stolen, but you would be pretty far-fetched if you thought the Clintons did it. The Bush and Clinton families are separate phenomena, and the longer of the two now threatens to be 16 years. 16 possible years is what we're talking about. 16 years for the Clintons with an 8-year break in the middle does not qualify as a dynasty. Franklin Delano Roosevelt won 4 terms in a row on his own, and I have never heard anybody look back on Roosevelt's time when arguing against the Clintons. Not to mention the fact that his cousin Teddy Roosevelt had already spent 2 terms as president. That's 6 Roosevelt terms. We've had 2 presidents named Harrison, and they were grandfather and grandson. We've had 2 presidents named Adams, and they were father and son. And in all this family history of the presidency, nobody is citing any of it in the current argument because it doesn't support the idea that you should be afraid of Hillary Clinton winning. We have had a lot of strong families in American politics, the Kennedys, the Rockefellers, and now the Doles and the Murkowskis, but it takes more than 2 people, especially under term limits, to create a dynasty. Now, I very much hope that I will be able to vote for Barack Obama on November 4th of this year, but it has nothing to do with fear of a Clinton. And by the way, I want to thank my subscriber Snake430 for writing the comment that put this idea in my head. I'm disagreeing with you, Snake, but I really appreciate the comments. I read them all, and they really keep me excited about my channel. So thanks a lot, Snake, and everybody else who comments or rates me or subscribes. I'll see you soon.